What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com. And in the last Dynasty video, we took on Iowa in the Fiesta Bowl and ended up getting the win 24-10. It was our defense that was the MVP of the day, more or less. They just played great throughout the entire game. Our offense did what it could, trying to get about a touchdown a quarter. But again, it was just our defense that really done a great job of it. We really gave their quarterback all that he could handle. And that finishes our first season with Arizona at 10-2 and 9th in the country. Just a great way to start the Dynasty. But there's a lot of work to be done. And we are losing some players. We're going to hopefully gain some players today because that's what we're doing today. This is the off-season video. We're going to do a lot of recruiting. We're going to do position changes, just all that fun stuff. Now, before we do that, we need to look at a few things. First off, let's go to our roster and see who is coming and going. Let's start off with our total roster. We have 69 players as is and 16 seniors. I'm pretty sure I did not redshirt anybody that is a senior. So if you do the math, that gets it down to 53 players coming back, which gives you 17 spots to fill roughly. We got 4 guys committed in the regular season, so that gets it down to 57. So that gives you around 13, 14, 15-ish spots, because there's a good chance we are going to out-recruit a couple of players and we may end up having to cut. So it's going to be a fairly normal size class for the most part, roughly around 17 if you want to include those in-season commitments. So having said all of that, let's look at each position. Now, Kovacic, he should be back next year, redshirt junior, at least I think he will. You look at his stats, 3,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Just had a really good season for us. You come back here, Adam Austin, the redshirt junior, was a good backup. Didn't get to play much, but we'll be glad to have him back next season. And then we have a freshman that we are redshirting, Willie Tuitama. And my goal here is for recruiting to get 1 quarterback. I've already written down my notes for all the positions. Right now, I'd like to get 1 quarterback. I was hoping to get that Davis kid from Texas in the regular season, but it didn't work out. So we'll try to find a replacement for him. Let's look at the halfback position. Mike Bell had a killer season for us. 1,000 yards on the ground, 9 touchdowns. You look at his receiving, 550 yards and 5 touchdowns. So that's a lot of yards for the halfback. He done a lot of good things for us, but he is gone. We're going to miss him, and we're going to miss that impact status. Below him is Chris Hendry. He was technically our 3rd stringer this year. I hope he doesn't want to transfer out because he's going to be our starter next season, but he's a redshirt sophomore. Our backup was Gilbert Harris, who, again, we gave him a few reps here and there, but he's gone. He's a senior. And we have 2 freshmen down here, a 76 overall, and Terry Longbons. I don't know how you'd say that. And then Xavier Smith, the other freshman. So we got some bodies here. We got 3 coming back, supposedly, roughly. I would like to get maybe 1 more, though. That would be nice. So I got a number 1 by my halfback in my notes. Fullback. I want to get the fullback more involved. Once we get a fullback that can do a little bit of stuff, who has a little bit more speed, who can maybe catch it, that type of thing. Well, our starter was Pedro Lemon, who I thought he played great this season, but he's a senior and he's gone. We have a redshirt junior. The only reason why we redshirted him because our 3rd stringer was a senior as well. So Nichols is going to be our starter next year, more than likely, but we need some bodies behind him. I have at least 1. I need to put 2, honestly, for a fullback. And one thing you can do, you can always take a halfback that's pretty decent size and move him over to fullback if you need to. We got some bodies there, but I'd prefer to have most of these guys staying at halfback. So hopefully I can pick up a couple of true fullbacks. You can also kind of do that from the tight end pool and the athlete pool, which we'll look at a little bit later. Wide receiver, as you can see, we don't have any seniors. Vickers had a great season for us. Almost 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. He really came on strong towards the end. Then you have Steptoe, who is a junior, 865 yards and 5 touchdowns. He would have had over 1,000 if he would have played those last couple of regular season games. Mike Jefferson had a really good season, I thought. 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. So that's a good trio of wide receivers that done really good things for us. Hopefully all 3 will want to come back. We'll check that out a little bit later. Now, I'm using the default base game. I'm not using the next mod. So there's not going to be a crazy transfer ordeal that's going to affect recruiting or anything. The rest of these guys, Anthony Johnson stepped in late. He's a sophomore. We redshirted B.J. Dennard or Denard, however you want to say that, sophomore. We got a freshman that we did redshirt, or a little scatback type. We have a redshirt freshman, a Bobby McCoy, and we got a sophomore that we redshirted this year, and Aaron Butler. We got a bunch of dudes, 8 of them, if you do the math right there. I did not put anything for that. If we come across a really good wide receiver like one, I'll gladly take him. But this technically isn't a priority need unless several of these juniors want to go pro early, and I hope that doesn't happen. Tight end, we have Brandon McCall. He should be back. He didn't do a whole lot for us last season. He got a few catches just when he could, but he's not the best pure tight end that we would love to have. Hopefully we can recruit somebody that's a little bit better. Now, the guy behind him, redshirt senior or freshman Travis Bell, got to play a little bit. He ended up having, a couple of touchdowns. And the guy below him, Ryan Kilpatrick, is a redshirt sophomore who didn't do anything. I would love to get one tight end, at least, in our recruiting class. Offensive tackles, now, we already have one committed. And we can look at our commitments here in just a little bit. I would like to maybe stay with that because, as you can see, we got 2 seniors, 3 guys coming back. We got 1 already committed. We may need to get 1 more if he's really good. Otherwise, I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. Also, we have 1 guy that's redshirting who's an 80. He's a junior, but we had to because our 2 starters at both left and right tackle are seniors. They're gone. You look at the guard position. You got senior and senior. Our guards, starters, are gone. But we did pick up 1 guard in the regular season, which is nice. We got a bunch of young pups, 4 freshmen. You got a freshman and a freshman, freshman and a freshman. We were able to redshirt at least 1 guy. So this isn't a huge priority per se, but I would want better talent. I mean, if these guys are gone, we got a bunch of guys in the low to mid 70s. We need better talent there. I wouldn't mind picking up 1 more. Center, we have not much talent here. 70 overall, 68. There's a red shirt guy. Then we got a junior. I put down in my notes, I'd at least like to find 1 good one. Hopefully we can. Defensive end. Now, I'm going to recruit true defensive ends. I'm not going to bring linebackers down or anything. And I put down that I would like to have 2. As you can see here, we got 2 seniors. Marcus Smith, who played pretty well for us this year, had 3 sacks. Then you had down here, Copeland Bryant, a redshirt senior who didn't, I don't remember him playing a whole lot. I think he was a backup for us. Who really played well for us was Jonathan Turner, who is a redshirt freshman, and he had 7 sacks, so we're really excited to have him back next season. A couple of these other guys, I don't remember them doing much of anything. Of course, this guy didn't play. He is a redshirt. Either way, I'd like to get a couple of these guys in the recruiting class. Defensive tackle, we got a bunch of bodies here. No seniors, 3 sophomores, 2 juniors. Our 2 best guys are juniors, so we probably need to get 1. To be honest, I probably need to write that down just for future purposes. Let's just go down and put down 1 there. But I think we're kind of okay here. This isn't the biggest priority, but if I can find 1 decent one, I'll gladly take him. Outside linebacker, we need some help here. Our best player is Randy Sims. I thought he played pretty well this season. 42 tackles, a couple of interceptions. I think he had that 1 interception in our last game, but he's gone. He's a senior. And Sean Jones is a senior. Then we got McKinney as a junior and a freshman and a freshman. And as you can tell, they're all a bunch of below average players. No offense to them. We need some help here. I need to go ahead and write down the number 2 for this one. If we can find 2 decent true freshmen, they may be able to play right away. Middle linebacker. We already picked 1 up in the regular season, but we got a bunch of young pups here. 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores. As you see here, Dane Krogstad actually was our backup. We started Ronnie Palmer all year. He had 37 tackles and a sack and a couple interceptions and a couple of forced fumbles. But we are in really good shape here. Now, I wish these guys were more talented. I mean, we're talking low to mid 70s. But we did pick 1 up in the regular season. So I think we're going to be okay here for a little while. Corner, as we all know, this has been our biggest weakness the entire season. Thankfully, Kaysen is coming back. He's just a sophomore. And we got a sophomore, Willie Fontana, who missed most of the season. But look, he's just a 74 overall. Then he got a 72 and a 65 and a just awful, awful, awful. But we did pick up one really good player in the regular season, our best commitment so far. I put down in my notes, I'd love to get at least one more decent guy, if not maybe two. I'm going to go ahead and actually write down that number 2, just in case we find that extra stud. That would be great. Free safety. This is one that's really going to hurt. This is the reason why I feel like our defense played so well this season. We had 2 technically All-American safeties back there. We had Darrell Brooks. He's a senior. He's gone. Behind him, we got a redshirt sophomore, so he's got a couple years more left in him. And we got a true junior. And they're okay. They're going to be fine, I think. I would still like to find somebody better than these 2. We may look at and find that. We'll see. Then we got strong safety. The best player on our team, Lamont Means. Senior, unfortunately, he is gone. And it's a bit of a drop-off behind him. We got a redshirt junior, we got a redshirt freshman, and we got a true freshman that we are currently redshirting. But we got bodies here, so technically we're okay there. But if I could find an absolute stud of a strong safety, yeah, that'd be cool if we can find him. Kicker, we got a redshirt junior, Nick Folk. I got to go back and look at Means. Let's look at his stats real quick. 39 tackles, 5 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, a defensive touchdown, 6 pass deflections. I mean, there's a reason why he won the Thorpe Award. Okay, back to kicker. We got a redshirt junior. We'd love to have him back next year. He should be able to. I'd like to get me another kicker. I'll go ahead and write it down. It'd be really hard for us to find one. You pretty much got to have that spot open to have any interest from any of those kickers. But we do have an opening at punter. 82 overall, senior. Didn't get to do a whole lot. Now, we punted some this year, but we're definitely got to replace him. Hopefully we can do that. All right, so we got a good idea of what our roster is about. Program standards, we need to think about this. We need to dump a little bit more points in our discipline pool just so we can bring this bar down as best we can next season. I want this down next to nothing. The more you over-discipline, the better this bar gets, the less you're going to see guys in trouble. Because trust me when I say this, people who get in trouble, it's all random. Doesn't matter if they're really good or bad in their discipline grade and such. So having said all of that, I think we are ready to head into the off-season. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'll go ahead and speed this up. Let's go over to our off-season schedule. Let's go to school budgets first. I'm going to put this down at 25. We won a ton of games this year, 10, which means we're going to have a lot of points to play with regardless of where we put them. But for now, I put this at 25. Once we get that bar down to nothing, I'll go down to 20. Now, when it comes to this, one thing I didn't really look at was not so much how many starters we lost. I mean, we're losing a solid half of them. It's just the fact that how many bodies you're losing. And we need to pick up another 14, 15 more guys beyond our current commitments, which I forgot to look at. And we'll look at them at the end of the video. But what I'll do now is we will probably go... You got to remember, we got recruiting restrictions. I got 2 big house rules. One, only 4 and 5 stars I'm going after are in-state kids from Arizona. Everything else is 3 stars and below. So training is going to be very important for us. I can go like 40 here, and we can do 35 there. I think I may do 35 and 40. I think we need to try to bring in as good as talent as we can. And we got to spend extra points on scouting and such. So I think recruiting is just a little bit more important than training right now. Again, our recruiting class is going to be decent size. So let's go ahead to players leaving. And then we're going to head over to it's not the transfer, it is where guys leaving and such. Let's go here, and this is good news. Nobody wants to leave early for one reason or another. They go pro, none of that. So that's really good. I don't have to really make any hard adjustments. So we are going to finalize the recruiting, or finalize our players leaving. If it'll let me do it, let's go to continue to recruiting. And then what we got coming up next is recruiting itself. Now, you got to remember our recruiting classes, not the recruiting classes, but our house rules. Again, I'm putting these restrictions on myself, just kind of give myself a little bit more of a challenge. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. You also got to remember, when it comes to our home state, Arizona doesn't produce a ton of talent. But we'll see what happens with that. Okay, we're about to come up onto this, and let's start with our pipelines. Starting off, I want to look at our pipelines. We have California, We need to keep that as a pipeline as much as we can. Our guard and our tackle that has committed to us are from California. We got to do what it takes to keep Texas as well. There's just too much talent there. Now, again, I'm only doing 3-star and below, but there's so much talent there, you just can't help but keep recruiting from there. So let's focus on our recruiting rules that we're going with, and let's look at the Arizona prospects. We got 3 4-star prospects, and these are the only 4- and 5-star kids I'm going after due to the home state or the in-state recruiting house rule. Let's start off with this corner. Matt Hawkins, let's go ahead and scout him. He runs a 4.37, A-B. Good across the board. We need bodies in the worst way at corner. I'll gladly take him. Let's just go ahead and do program prestige. Let's put a scholarship on him for now. Next up, defensive end, Tony Long. Please have decent speed. Okay, this is ideal. It's very hard to find a defensive end, a true one, that's got some speed, and it's got some size to him as well. Most of them are like really tiny guys, but this guy's 6'7", 247. So you better believe it. We have to go after this kid with reckless abandon. Next up, a quarterback, Elite 11 in-state kid. Oh my gosh, please have a decent arm. Yes, awesome. Our pro-style offense / West Coast / whatever you want to call it. We have our quarterback of the future. Please commit to us. Oh my gosh, he's the future. He's what we're looking for. We'll definitely put a scholarship on him for now just so we can get some attention put on him. And that is great. Now, the rest of these guys, we can go over to our interested prospects and then go from here. So, look, here's a 5-star player from Indiana, one from Alabama, another free safety from Florida. I'm not going after those guys because, again, these are 5-star kids. I want to give myself a little bit of a challenge. So let's start over at athlete. We got to pay special attention to their stars and stick with my rules. So here's a 4-star Texas kid. I'm not going to look at him. But here's a yes, we got 2 Texas guys and 1 California player. Let's look at all 3. I'm going to go ahead and just scout all of them. My first week, I always scout, try to get all that out of the way. So here's Mike Tyler, 6'1", 188. He has no hands whatsoever, 4.35. I don't know what he could do, to be honest. He could be a halfback. He could be something. I'm not really sure. But he's got pretty good speed. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. And what we can do is, look, we said we got 17 spots or scholarships left. David Claret, 6 feet, 179, 4.46, A+ hands. Is he a wide receiver? He could be a defensive player, and that A+ hands may not mean much of anything. But I like what I see. And, again, we always want to recruit Texas if we can. So I'll put a scholarship on him for now. We'll keep it at program prestige. Nathan Johnson, 6'7", 260. He is a defensive player. Otherwise, you would see like a hands rating of some sort. But 6'7", 260 tells me he's like maybe a defensive end, I guess. I'm not really sure. That's an interesting prospect, but he's definitely not a tight end. He probably can't play fullback. I think he's pure defensive player. But we need defensive bodies, especially probably a defensive end. Let's just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. So those are 3 we'll look at there. Quarterback. Kid out of South Dakota, 4-star. We're already going after Paul Rhodes. Let's look at these 2 other guys. Kansas, no. California, well, we can look at them. I mean, it's not super far, but let's scout these 2 just to be safe. So neither one of these guys. Here's Joe Smith out of California. I love his size. I love his arm strength, but his accuracy is terrible. This kid right here is about the same. I love his size. I love his strength. Look at his speed, 4.56. Oh, man. Let's he doesn't fit what we're trying to do, so I'm not going to. If I was running any type of option-based offense, I would definitely go after him, but I'm not going to. We are a pro-style offense. We don't need that dual-threat quarterback. If he had a better arm, I'd go after him, but we need him to throw the ball better than run it. So I'm going to leave him alone. And that's the only ones I'm going to look at there, and we already looked at this kid. So let's go on to halfback. Only 1 kid's interested. Let's look at him. True is a 4.48, 360, 555. We technically don't need it. I got 1 halfback listed there. I'm not super excited about this kid. He's not very strong and he's not very fast. So I don't know what he can be good at. So I'm not going to put a scholarship on him just yet, but we may go back to him later. Fullback. So we got 2 3-star kids, a local kid. Let's look at this Oklahoma kid. This is definitely what I'm looking for. a 4.6. I need some speed there so we can do some things. He's got decent hands as well. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Then we're going to look at this kid right here. He's a local kid, super slow. I just can't do it. Now, I can't. He's just too slow. Now, our fullback who started for us this year, Lyman, was very slow, and I thought he done fine. Oh, man, this is kind of tough. He's a local kid, so I don't mind putting a scholarship on him. So we'll go after those two. This 2-star kid, if he's got blazing speed, I would. I'm not going to bother scouting him. He's already got a 4.97. I doubt that'll get any better. So we'll move on. Wide receiver, 4-star Texas, 4-star California. Not going after either. Here's a 2-star local kid, 6'6", 188. Please beat halfway. Oh, my. Look at this kid, 6'6", 188. 4.35, A- hands. Yes, yes, yes. Now, it looks like Arizona State's really going to try to go after him, but we'll definitely put some points on him. We'll definitely give him a scholarship. I'm not going to bother with the 1-star kid. Tight end, 4-star. I'm not going to do it. Again, I'm going to stick with my rule. Tackle, we already got one coming in, but if either one of these guys can really have some strength and some size to them, I'll do it. Like this kid right here, 6'10", 314. 670 on the squat. This guy is 640 on the squat. I'm going to put a scholarship on this guy, J.R. Wesley. That just screams Roadhouse. Let's just go and put one on him. Can't have too many offensive linemen. No guards interested. Center, we got one 3-star kid. Please be halfway decent. Well, this is good. His awareness is good. Now, we're under center the whole time, so that's not super important for me. He's not very strong, not the biggest guy, but we need some bodies there, so I don't mind at least recruiting him, so we'll just do something like that. Again, I just do program prestige to start off for now. I could probably do location. We could probably go back and do that. I didn't think about that. We may try that a little bit later. Defensive end. Okay, here are all these 4-stars we're not going after. I want to look at some 3-stars, though. How many points do I got left? I got 118 points. I got plenty. Tennessee, Hawaii, Arkansas. I'm trying to find somebody that's a little close to Arizona. Hawaii, Pennsylvania. Here's a California kid. 4'6'9", 6 feet, 252. Yes, we'll go after him. JUCO 3-star. Ooh, look at this, 4.56. I'm gonna put some scholarship on him as well. That guy's a little too small, but he is. Let's see. Let's just look at him. 4.65. That's not bad. Let's go put a scholarship on him. Again, any type of speed I can find a defensive end, I'm gonna go after. His strength may not be all that great though. Defensive tackles, I need size and strength in the worst way. We're going to look at these two players right here. Here's a local kid, 6'1", 320. His squad is not as good as I'd like for it to be, but we'll put a scholarship on him. And this California kid, he's big enough. 5'85", as much, well, it's the same as that dude right there. We're going to go after both of these guys. I like both, so that's what we'll do. Outside linebacker, super important for us. As you see all these outside linebackers interested, but we got to look at the 3-star kids because none of these guys are Arizona players. So let's go here. Washington, Pennsylvania. Let's look at the Washington kid. That's not super far. That's not bad. 4.52. Yeah, I think we'll go after him. Ohio. Let's look at this Texas kid. 4'6", not the smartest dude in the world. He's really small, too. So it's only 200 pounds. Let's keep going. Another Texas kid. This guy's small, but he's a 4.52. Just which one do you go after? Let's just keep going. Ohio, Michigan. I'm already down to 62 points. I got to be careful. Here's a Colorado kid. 4.52B. I like this one a whole lot. He's bigger as well, so let's put some points on him. And another Texas kid, 4.48, and he's smart. Let's put one on him for now, and we'll leave that for those two. I really like those two. I could keep going. I mean, we got a bunch of other 3-stars, but we got other positions to recruit. Middle linebacker, we already got one in the fold, and the rest of them are coming back. I'm going to skip this position for now. Let's just go on the cornerback. Now, we're already going after this guy. Let's go find a 3-star and see if we can find somebody that's super tall. Like this guy, I would love to go after. He's kind of far out there in Iowa. California, is this guy at least fast? 4.2, but he's not smart at all. California, 4.24A. He's really little. Man, he's little. But I'll take a chance on him. Let's just go ahead and do that. Here's a 6'3 kid out of Colorado. Yes, this is what I'm wanting. 6'3, super fast, super smart, and we're high on his list. Let's go ahead, put a scholarship on him, and now we're down to 24 points. I better cool it We're running out of points. Let's go to free safety. That's not a priority according to my list. I would like to... Geez, let's look. Let me just look at a couple of these. Michigan, Washington. Is this guy fast? I need some speed. I don't mind... Oh, we're already out of... Oh, we're out of scholarships. Oh, my gosh. We're going to have to take somebody off. So we can at least scout. See, strong safety. Here's a kid out of Alabama. Okay, we're not going to need anybody there. We're okay there. But here's a punter. Here's a 3-star and a 3-star. Let's just scout both of these. And we'll probably go after this guy. So we're down to 6 points. That's it. Let's scout one other player. Let's go over to free safety again. Do we scout some of these? Michigan, we scouted him. Here's a California kid, 441. Now we're down to 0 points. That's it. There's not much else we can do at this point. So what we're going to do is move on to the next week. We did not pick up any commitments in week 1. You rarely, if ever, do, so that's not surprising. All right, let's go to current targets. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Starting off, Paul Rhodes, the quarterback of the future, if we can get him. He didn't get excited about program prestige, but we can try something else like coach prestige or maybe location. Let's just do coach prestige for now. Next up, we got Tony Long, defensive end. Program prestige didn't work. We can try coach prestige. That's usually the second most popular one. We'll try that. Next up, we got corner Matt Hawkins, local kid. He didn't go for that either. So let's do coach prestige for now. Then we got Justin Vickers, outside linebacker. He loved program prestige. Good deal. Let's do 8 for now. We'll probably increase it later. Next up, David Claret, the athlete out of Texas. He loved program prestige. Let's put 8 on him. Then we got athlete Mike Tyler. We don't know about that yet, so let's go and do just coach prestige, just get that out of the way. Well, now we're down to 3 stars. Let's go ahead and do location. That tends to work out a little bit better for the 3-star kids, so let's try that. Corner Joe Johnson, let's just do location for him until we figure out what he likes. Cornerback Keith Deloach, I don't know how you want to say that. Let's do location for him. Next up, we got outside linebacker Josh Franz. I'm going to go do location for him. Then we got defensive tackle Brandon Wilson. Let's just go do location for him. Most of these kids are local. Then we got Brandon Ingram, defensive end. We'll just do location for him. Next up, we got tackle J.R. Wesley. We're going to do location for him. Then we got Kyle Lester, fullback. So none of the program prestige really worked except for like a couple of kids. Defensive tackle, he didn't bite on that one either, so we'll just do location. Defensive end, we'll do location. Next up, we got another defensive end. We'll do location here. Then we got center, location, Dan Jackson. Fullback, Steven Johnson. That didn't work either. We'll do location. Then we'll do athlete, Nathan Johnson. We're going to do location for him. And then we got Mike Marks. He didn't like that one either, so we'll just do location for that. So we've already locked up all of these guys. Somebody got out. We thought, where's the one guy? So this outside linebacker, Justin Anderson, I really wanted that kid, but we're going to remove him. We're already going after, let's see, 1 and 2. So we're going after a couple outside linebackers, so we're kind of okay there for now. So what we're going to do is we're down to, what, 1 scholarship left, literally. This is week 2. And what we always do in week 2, we'll go to all prospects, and we're going to look for those diamonds in the rough. The ones who were not in their top 5, but they were upset that we didn't recruit them. So let's go to athlete. Let's go all the way down, and let's just see what we're dealing with here. Here's a 3-star kid, 6'3", 183 out of Texas. He's a JUCO. We can scout him. 4'4", 8+ hands, 6'3", 183. He screams wide receiver, but I could be wrong. I need to write his name down, though. We're not going to give him the scholarship. We'll wait till he gets us in his top 5. We're going to go athlete, Lou Evans. Okay, let's keep going. And I'm not going to go below 3-star. Here's another kid out of Texas, 6'1", 248. Let's scout him. We'll just write his name down. Brady McGee. From what I can tell, 4'6", C+ hands, 6. He may be a good fullback for us. That's possible. Let's keep going. And that's it. I'm not going to do the 2 stars. Now, you can find some good guys at athlete at 2-star, but for us, I don't think we need to. Let's go here and see what we're dealing with. Here's a California 4-star kid we're not going to. Again, my house rule, let's down to the 3-star. All right, let's see what we got here. Look for any down arrow, like this kid right here, kid out of New Mexico. Interesting, a JUCO, D+ accuracy, but look at his speed. Man, if I ran any type of option, he would be on my roster today, but we're not going to go after him. I'm not even going to write his name down. We need somebody who has a good arm. Here's a 3-star kid out of Texas, Jason Williams. C accuracy for, gee, I'm going to write his name. I don't know. That's just tough. That's tough. That's just not good enough accuracy for me. I'm sorry. We need somebody who can throw the ball better. I wish he just had a little bit better accuracy. We don't need a quarterback who can really run it. We're kind of fine without that. Let's go to halfback. Here's a 5-star Texas kid. Like, we would probably get him to come today, but I'm not going to. Let's keep going. Here are a couple 4-star kids, a Texas and a Texas. Let's see here. We'll go down to the 3-star. Do we have anybody else? Here is a 3-star California kid. Look how big he is. Gee whiz. Scout that 439. He's 6'5", 239 pounds. Ricardo Talley. Jeez, that's a great name as well. Let's go ahead and put halfback R. Talley. I would love to have him on my program. Look how big that dude is. Jeez. Let's keep going. That's the real fun part of recruiting. You never know where you're going to come across. Here's a kid out of Washington. Let's go ahead and scout him. 4.35. He's a JUCO sophomore. I like his speed. Let's go ahead and put him down. Halfback T. Jude would be an interesting pickup for sure. I don't mind going after the JUCO kids if they can really help us out. Let's keep going. I know this is kind of a position of need, kind of, sort of. Last 3-star kid, a kid out of Idaho who's very fast and who's got good hands. He could be a good outside threat. Imagine that wide zone concept that we use all the time. Let me just go ahead and write his name down. Albert Bosch, B-A-S-C-H. I don't know, that could be called something else. We put his name down. Fullback, 4-star kid out of Texas. We can't do it. Let's keep going. We're already going after a couple. We're already down to the 2-star, so I'm going to keep on going. Let's go to wide receiver. I'm sure this is not an in-state kid. Nope, he's Texas. Let's see what we got here. This is the longest part of the recruiting process for me, but you got to do it. It's not going to hurt you. Texas and California. Let's keep going down here. Now we're down to the 3-star. Here's a couple. 3-star California kid. 4.39 A+ hands. I'm going to write his name down. You might as well. Wide receiver. J. Beck. John Shack. Why did I say Beck? Let's look at this kid right here. Terrence McCaleb, a JUCO kid. Kind of small, but he's got really good hands. We'll go ahead and write his name down. Let's see. T. McCaleb. If I can spell his name correctly. Do something like this. Okay, next up. Let's keep going. And here's another 3-star kid. His bar is really way down. So, and how many points do I got? I got 110. I may skip him. Technically, wide receiver is not the biggest need for us. Look at all these other 3-star kids. Let's find like a real freak of nature. Like 6'6", 200. Let's look at this kid out of Texas. 4.39 B+ hands. I'll write his name down, but we got to move on to other positions of need. Landon Cook, that's a really good name. Let's go to tight end. This is kind of more important. Texas 4-star. We'll keep going. Down to the 3-star. Anybody interested? I'm not seeing it. So let's go on to tackle. We'll see if anybody's interested here. We're already down to here's a 4-star. Is he California? Let's keep going. 3 stars, 3 stars, more 3 stars. Here's one. 6'4", 311 out of Texas. Let's look at him. 6'40". I like his size. Let's go ahead and just put his name down. Tackle, Corey Campbell. We'll put that down. Okay. I should have enough points to scout some of the other positions. Let's see, that may be it for the 3-star club, and it is. Let's go to guard. We already got one in the fold, and we'll look at him here in a little bit. Here's a 4-star Texas kid. Humongous. I gotta have some size at guard, like the biggest dude you can find. Here's a 6'4", 325. Let's scout him. This is what you need. Anytime you find a 700 squatter, super strong, who can really push some dudes around, I love his size. Please put us in your top 5, son. I'm going to write your name down. Maurice Moore. All right, let's keep going. Center is going to be more important than this right here, but it's not going to hurt to find some dudes. All right, let's go to center. Here's a 4-star Texas kid. Let's keep going. Now we're already down to the 3-star. Let's see. Here is one out of California. 640. I mean, I'll write the name down. We're already at 86 points. Let's go T. Was it Raymond? All right, we got his name down. Let's keep going. If you don't write their name down, you won't remember who they all were, because I've already got like a dozen dudes named down. So look at all these defensive ends that really want to come. Unfortunately, all these guys are 4-star and out-of-staters, so let's just move on down to the 3-star kids. Let's go down here. Here are... Oh, I just now realized this. La Follette, Tennessee, that's like 30 minutes from my house. I may have to get him just for that purpose alone. Can he do anything? 4.9. He's super slow. Now, he could be a defensive tackle. I may just take a chance on him, and I may just... yes, let's go ahead and put a scholarship on him. The only reason why I'm going after him is because he literally lives like 30 minutes from me. So let's just put his name down, and I'm not even... No, I don't even have to. He's a... Already has us in his top 5. Let's look at this 3-star kid. 6'3", 230, 4'6". That's not bad. I'm going to put his name down. Defensive end. Ty Ralph. Interesting name. Let's keep going. Here's a few. All these guys are already have us in the top 5. I could go after them. I think I may stop there because we're about to run out of points. Defensive tackle, this is kind of more important to us. I think it is. Well, defensive end's pretty important too, but let's just look. Do we have anybody? Here are a couple of 3-star guys. Not that dude. This guy's big. Let's look at him. 6'20". That's not very good at all, but let's go put his name down. David Walker. I know what David Walker. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another one. Is he any decent size? 6'5", 311. Out of Florida. I'm not going to bother. That's too far out. Let's keep going. Now we're down to the 2-stars, and I'm not going to deal with it. Outside linebacker, this is kind of a big deal for us. Let's go down to the 3-stars. None of these kids are Arizona kids, so let's keep going. A lot of 4-stars. Okay, let's see. Let's pay attention. Ohio, Pennsylvania. We're already going after a couple. This is kind of tough. There's a lot of guys interested. We're going after him. Here's a 3-star kid out of New Jersey. I'm not going to bother. Okay, here's one right here out of Mississippi. I won't deal with that. California. And we're already down to the 2-star. So what I may end up having to do, we'll go back to interested prospects and go over to this outside linebacker pool and add one more because we already had one guy leave us after that first week. Let's go down to this 3-star group and see which ones that looked halfway decent. So let's go right here. I know, oh yeah, I can't put a scholarship on him. I can't scout him though. Okay, Pennsylvania, Ohio. We looked at him. Again, I can't put a scholarship on him. We're out of him. So that's kind of a waste. So let's just go back to all prospects and let's go over to the middle linebacker pool. That's the next one up. Technically, we don't need anybody here, so I may skip that. As you see here, we are down to, I know. Let's go right here. We're down to 62 points. Let's go down to the 3-stars. Let's see if anybody was interested. Here's a 3-star kid. Out of South Carolina, I'm not going to bother. That's way too far out. We could have gotten them, but that's just, again, I don't have to. Texas, I'd rather get a couple of these guys. That pipeline's more important. Let's scout him. 4.65, not bad. And here is a 4.46. That's this kid right now. We'll put down both names. We'll go MLB. So this guy is Marcus Adams. And the other one, I want this guy more. Paul Heron. Look at his size. Almost 250 pounds. He runs a 4.52 and it has A- on the awareness. That's pretty sick. Man, that guy was already interested, and we're getting down to the 2-star. All right, corner. We're going after how many corners so far? We're going after 3. We can scout some more of these. Look at all these 4-star kids that would be interested in coming. Let's go up here. Starting off, Tony Mitchell out of Georgia. Let's keep going. Looking for the down arrow that doesn't have us in the top 5. So here's a Texas kid, 6'1", 165. 4.16. Yes, yeah. We're going to scout him. Ryan Johnson. We'll look him up in week 3 for sure. Not seeing that. Not seeing that. All these guys were already interested in us. I could have scouted some of these, I guess. Let me just go and look here. California kid. I'll scout him. 443, just in case we got to go back to them. I'd like to find some size. Like this kid right here, I'd love to. Brad Smith. I need to write his, I need to put his name in. He's too good. He's too fast and too tall. But he already has us in his top 5. Otherwise, I'd put a scholarship on him right now. So we'll put his name down for week 3, and maybe I could put a scholarship on him later. Let's move on to free safety. I'd like to find one dude that would add to our group. We got to go down to the 3-star. No, don't have any Power 5 Arizona kids on the list. Michigan, here is a California kid, 6 feet, 204. 446A. I'll go ahead and write his name down. I have Justin Bonner. Let's keep going. We're down just a handful of points. Let's just go on the strong safety. Canada kid, 3-star already. Here is a kid out of Florida. I'm not going to bother. It's just too far out. I mean, I can. I love his size. He's got some speed. Let's just go ahead and put his name down. We'll go far and away. Now, that's not a rule. I can recruit everybody from New Jersey if I felt like it, but I care about my points. It costs more points if you're going to recruit across the country, and we're kind of weaning in a little on the points, so I just have to think about stuff like that. That's why I kind of like to keep it at least somewhat local, but we'll still keep his name on the list. Okay. Kicker. I don't see anybody there. Punter. Here is a 3-star punter. And we're already out of points. Let's see. Let's go look at him. Let's scout him. Yeah, geez. If we can just get him, we'd be set a punter for the next 4 years. E. Atkins. So in this next week, we really got to put some scholarships on some kids. Now let's look at this 2-star just to be safe. That's not bad. I'll put his name down. Punter. Zach Clayton. And then we'll probably end it there for the week. So we're down to how many points? 5 points. So what we're going to do is go to current targets. Let's go find a kid that already had a positive pitch. And we'll max out his points if possible. Like this kid right here. Can we do... Nope, we can't do that. Can we do this? No, we can't do that. We may just put it... Let's see. Do we have another one? I think none of these guys were. So I'm going to go back up to that quarterback. I'd love just... We got to have this kid. Let's take the points off of him. Let's do 4 there. That gets us down to 2 points. So what we can do is like do something like this. Do 2 there. And we may do 2 there. Okay, that gets us down to 0 points. So let's head over to the next week and see what we can do. All right, we have our first commitments of the offseason. Athlete David Claret, the big thing, he's a Texas kid. We can still keep that pipeline. Then we got a West Virginia outside linebacker, Justin Vickers. I wonder if he's related to our Vickers and BJ. Outside linebacker, he may be a day 1 starter for us, quite possibly. So let's go over to current targets. Let's take out anybody who just committed elsewhere. Looks like we got a couple. Here's a corner. We'll take him off, and we got an outside linebacker, and we got a defensive end, and we got a fullback. So I have a quick order. So at least we got some scholarships available. But let's look at the guys we're going after now. Boom! Paul Rhodes, Coach Prestige. Boom, boom, boom. We'll go 15 for that cat. Please commit. Come to your home school, son. Win us some championships. All right, got to calm down. Tony Long, defensive end. Let's do location for him, I guess. It's until what he wants now. 4-star, let's do coach style. It's all guessing at this point. Dustin Wright, another defensive end, location. He's the local. Oh, awesome. That's so cool. I'm going to remember this kid forever just because he's so close to where I live. Let's go ahead and put 12 points on him for now. Then we got corner Joe Johnson out of Colorado. Let's go ahead and do Coach Prestige, I guess, for him. Then we have location corner Keith Delote. Yes. Let's go ahead and do like 8 for him. Location, Brandon Wilson, yes. We'll do 8 for him. Then we have, we'll do Coach Prestige for this defensive end. Tackle, location, yes, we'll do 8 points for him. Then we got fullback. Let's go ahead and do, I guess, Coach Prestige, get that out of the way. Athlete, let's go ahead and do Coach Prestige for him. Then we got another athlete, Nathan Johnson. We'll do Coach Prestige for him. Then we have defensive tackle, coach prestige for him. Defensive end, let's just stick with coach prestige. Then we got center. We'll do coach prestige for him. Wide receiver, location, good deal. Mike Mark, 6'6", 188, local kid. Yes. Put a scholarship on, or put some points on him. And that is it for those. So that gives us how many scholarships? We have 4 to give. Let's go to that cornerback we was talking about earlier. Let's go to interested prospects. Let's go to that corner if I can go there, if it'll let me. There we go. Let's go to corner. And it's Brad Smith. Is he on here somewhere? I think he's a 3-star kid. That's him right there. We're going to put a scholarship on him. We're going to do location. We'll do the bare minimum for now until we figure out what he likes. So we're down to 3 spots left. We need to get a punter. Let's go straight to punter. And here are the 3 kids we can go after. We've already scattered all 3. Do we have a chance with any of these guys? Like, do we got a positive pitch out of the gate? No, we do not. So who do we go after? A plus, B plus. Then we got A plus B. Then we got A, B plus. I think we're good for all 3 of these guys. Texas, California. Let's just go with this kid for now, I guess. Let's just go playing time. We're going to do a backup. A plus B, A, B plus. It doesn't matter. California. Let's go with Jeremy. I'm not even going to say his last name, but it's funky. Let's just go with it. Let's just put 1 on him. We need a backup just in case. That gives us 2 more to play with. So let's go with our... Say, we're out of scholarships already. This is getting ridiculous. So let's go over to the week 2 players. So what we're going to do is go to athlete first. Let's look at these 2 athletes. Evans and McGee, both 3 stars. There is Evans and there is McGee. Let's look here and see both. Here's a JUCO, 4.48, A+ hands. He may be a wide receiver. I don't know. And here's a 6'1", 248 kid. We can try with those. What's more important to us? Let's go to that halfback. I know he was on the list. Is it Jude? 6. We looked at him. I liked what I saw there. And here is this other one, Ben Smith. Was he another one? No, he was not. We may just move on to wide receiver. I got to find, like I said, we're down to how many scholarships left. We got 1 left. So we got to put it on one of these guys. Who's the most likable guy in terms of really what we're looking for? So we got, I can't even read my own handwriting. Jay Brook. Jay Shack. That's why I messed up. So it's Jay Shack. 4.39, A+ hands. Is not a positive pitch there. The other one was McCaleb, and this is him right here, 5'11", 194. Not a positive pitch. Let's just move on. Let's just see what else we can find. Tackle, this was the one we looked at. Corey Campbell, not a positive pitch. That's not super important. What about that guard? Here's the guard right here, 6'4", 325. Positive pitch. He's exactly what we're needing, that guard too. I may have to put 1 on him. Let's just... Was there somebody else that... Like, we got a couple middle linebackers. That's not super important. Johnson. Let's look at that Johnson kid, that corner. Geez, let's go ahead and just put 8 points on him. You can't go wrong with heavy guards. Let's just do that. A center. Do we have a positive pitch here? I bet we did. Oh, we can't even look at him. And we're already down to 100 points. So we're just out of points altogether. So what we're out of scholarships. So I can't look any further this week. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to current targets. And we're going to max out the rest of these 100 points because, again, we're out of scholarships. We're going to do max there. Defensive end, we don't know yet. Here, we're going to max out. I'm going to do 24. That's a whole lot of points. Now you see why I don't recruit across the country too often. We'll do 30 for this guy. Here's the other guard we was going after. I may have to back off that other guard. We'll see. Corner, no. We'll do 30 for this corner. We're going to do 15 for this defensive tackle. Let's keep going. We'll do 30 for the tackle. You got to load up on your offensive lineman. That could be it. So what I may end up doing is going back, taking that scholarship off of that guard. Let's do 15 for this kid, for that Marks player. So what we're going to do is going to go back to interested prospects. I'm going to go back to that guard. I want to spend that on somebody else. We're going to withdraw the offer. That gives me one spot left. I think I may do an athlete. Athletes, I think that's the chance you take going after one of these guys. So we can either go after this JUCO, 6'3", 183, 448, A+ hands, or this guy, 6'1", 248. I really wanted to go after that halfback that he doesn't have this in his top 5. Maybe look at that corner again. Johnson. He's not on the list. Is he on the list? Let's look. Oh, we already got him on the list, don't we? I thought it was R. Johnson. It's R. Johnson. Do we see an R. Johnson anywhere? Look at all these corners. I don't see an R. Johnson. Let me look at that free safety. Bonner is his name. There he is right here. 6 feet, 204, 446. That's not the fastest. That's not a big need, honestly. Let's look at that defensive tackle. Nope. We already got him in the fold. And he's not even on the list. I don't know. Maybe go back to that halfback. That's really tough. We'll just do one of the athletes. I'll go with my gut on this one. So we'll either go with Evans, the 6'3", 183 kid, or this kid. I like this one better. He just looks like he can do more things for us, even though he's just a JUCO. That's what worries me. Can he play for us out of the gate? If he can't play for us out of the gate, then we may be wasting our time. I'll just go ahead and do it with this kid. No, I'm saving that scholarship. If I can't make up my mind, I'm just going to save it for now. Because I don't know who else to get unless there's... Forgive me for not figuring out this right away. There's no rush in this. You got to make your right decisions. Here are a couple of middle linebackers, Adams and Heron. Where are they at? Adams, there is Adams, 6'3", 249, 465. Let's spread the wealth on our positions. Let's do that. All right. So let's go back to all current targets. And we are down to how many points left? 36 points left. So let's max these out for some kids. Let's go with that defensive end. I'm going to leave that. We're going to go with this corner. Just max them out. Might as well. We're doing that. Let's go 8 here. And 2 points. Let's see if we can find that somewhere. Let's put on 4 points there for this fullback. So we're down to 0 points. So let's move on to the next week. Okay. There it is. Paul Rhodes, the future All-American for us. If he could just stay healthy. Look at that arm. Look at the arm strength. Look at the pass accuracy. He is now a Wildcat. Oh my, I'm ecstatic. This is the ideal guy for me. I just can't wait. All right, let's keep going to the next guy. Corner. We finally got some depth here. Keith Deloach. Really small, but he's super... dang it. I skipped them all. I hit the button. We'll look at them a little bit later. I'm so sorry about that. You can go back and look at it later, but we're going to look at all of them towards the end of this. So I hate to hit that button. I need to speed this up, or I need to take that off. There we go. Let's go to current targets and see what we have left. Let's go to the guys that committed elsewhere. A punter. So let's go. Do we got that other punter that we're going after? There he is right there. Let's go up to the very top. Defensive end, Tony Long. Coaching style. Good deal. Boom. Let's go to Dustin Wright. Location. The Tennessee kid. We'll do 24. We had a 24 before. We'll do coaching style for this one right here. Tackle. Location. We'll do 16 for him. Then we got coach style. We'll do for the fullback. We'll do coach style for the athlete. Brad Smith, location. Let's do 16 for him. Then we'll do coach prestige for Marcus Adams. That was a good selection. Let's do 8 for him for now. Then we got playing time. Nice. Let's do 8 for the punter. He's going to be our future punter right there. There he is. Let's do that. Then defensive tackle, coach prestige. Nice. These are really starting to come in. Coach style, we can do 2 points there. Center, 8 points. Coach prestige. Athlete, don't know yet. Let's go coach style. And that is it. We're down to 1 scholarship. I'm going to over-recruit, I'm afraid, so I need to be careful. But one thing I want to do, we got 1 spot left. I need to look at that halfback. He's not on there. I wish he was, but he's not. The 6 feet 188, and here's a 5'10", 204. 555, 570. This guy's faster. No, this guy, yeah, he's much faster. This guy's a little smarter. Oh, it's just really tough. I wouldn't mind. Let's just go after this kid. He's a sophomore, JUCO. Let's just go ahead and put 8 points on him. That way we can spread the wealth a little bit on our positions. Let's just put it that way. So we're out of scholarships. Let's go to current targets again, and let's max out the rest of these points. We're only down to 19, so we're about done with those. Let me go with, let me find one with a positive pitch. This tackle, let's do something like that. I can't believe I hit that button earlier on those commitment lists. We can't do that. We can maybe do, nope, we got to leave it at 8 there. We got to leave it at 8 there. 8 there. We're down to 5 points. This may be kind of tough, maxing out the rest of these guys. Yeah, it's just going to be tough, I'm afraid. So let's just do like 4 here for the athlete. Let's go to this kid. Nope. Is it this one? 4 points. That gets us down to 1 point. I'm not too worried about spinning that one. So let's move on to the next week. I promise I won't hit any button. But there is Tony Long, the other big 4-star kid out of Arizona. He's finally in the fold. We finally got our punter of the future, Brian Gray, out of Texas. Then we got a center. I wanted to get one, and there's our one right there, Dan Jackson. We got that athlete, 6'1", 188, Mike Tyler. And we picked up another tackle, J.R. Wesley, the big 6'10 mammoth from California. So let's go to current targets. And we are down to like 3 dudes, and that's kind of it. I'm not going to do any more. We're going to back out of that. We're going to back out of this corner. We're going to back out of this fullback. I probably need to find another fullback. Corner. That halfback, I guess we went too late on him. Defensive tackle. And that is it. So we have, I don't know how many we have committed. Who we got committed? We got 16 committed. So if you do the math, we are 1 under at the moment. 16 plus 53 gives you 69. I'd like to go get a couple more dudes. So let's go do that if we can. Let's look at these 3 we got left. Middle linebacker, we're in good shape for this kid. Let's do 16 there for now. We'll do playing time for this kid, I guess. Oop, did I do that correctly? I want to make sure I did. And then we got athlete Nathan Johnson, coaching style. Let's do 16 for him. So let's go after 3 other dudes. Let's go over to interested prospects. I want to go to that halfback, and that's not him. That's that kid out of Utah. We need to go to fullback. Let's go to fullback, and we're kind of out of fullbacks. Maybe one of those athletes may turn into a fullback. We'll see. Do we need this halfback? I don't know. He's not the strongest. He's not even super fast. And we don't even have a positive pitch. This is kind of the last week. Let's just move on. We already got our quarterback, halfback. We can't do nothing there. Wide receiver, we got 1 committed. And that's really all I needed. I didn't really need to look at. Here's the McCaleb kid, by the way. That little, he's old and he's, yeah, I don't really want to go after him. Landon Cook, 6'6", 200-pounder, but not a positive pitch. Let's just go after somebody who's got a positive pitch. I would love to go after him. That's one area I kind of wanted to give us tight end. We couldn't. Tackle, we got 2 committed. We got 5 there, so we really don't need this Campbell kid. He was a week 2 prospect, and it doesn't have a positive pitch. Let's go over to guard. We may go after him. Let's just go ahead and put our points on this guy. He's the one we took the scholarship off with earlier, but we got 5 spots left. Let's go look some more. Defensive end, how well have we done? We got 2 in the fold. We got 3 coming back. I think we're kind of okay there. I don't think I'm going to go any further. Defensive tackle, we got 1 committed, so we're good there. So I'm not worried about that. It's this kid right here, Brandon Wilson. Outside linebacker, we got 1. I'd like to go get maybe 1 more. We need some depth there. Who do we have listed? I didn't have any outside linebacker listed right there. So let's go to these 3-star kids because we all know we can't go 4 and above. And speaking of, if you go to state prospects, and there's Arizona, where's everybody at? Are they all committed? Okay, so we can't look at that now. So let's go back to interested prospects. We'll go out to outside linebacker again. Let's look at those couple of 3-star kids, and let's just pick one. Here are 3 of them. A Texas kid, 4'5'2", not very smart, but he's still pretty athletic, but he's small, 6'2", 229. Ohio. Then you got a New Hampshire kid. I'm going to go ahead and put it on P.J. McDonald. I'm okay with that. Let's just do location for him. We'll do location there just to get him on the list for now. Let's go to middle linebacker. How did we do here? We got 1. We're already going after another, so we're good there. Corner, I think we've done fine. We got 2 guys coming in. We got 4 there. We probably don't really need any more, even though that's one of our weakness spots. Who do we put down? Let's see. Brian Johnson, I think he was one that committed elsewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. Let's go to free safety. Technically, we didn't need anybody at free and strong, but I did write down Justin Bonner as one that I liked. He was a week 2 kid. I don't see him on here anywhere. We may have an athlete that may turn into one of those. North Carolina, Michigan, California. 441 A+, and here's 6'3", 184. Let's go after this kid. Jeez, I think we had a chance at him to begin with. Let's go 8 on him. We'll do that. Let's go look at a strong safety. Lenny Mack. Does that have a name? No, we had somebody else on there. But here's a JUCO 4'6". Let me scout him. Oh, Alabama. I'm not going to. We don't need a kicker. We don't need a punter. So I think I'm okay with that. We don't need 25 new players. We only needed like 16 or 17. Let's go back to current targets and let's max out the rest of these if we can. Let's do 30 for this guard. Let's go find another positive pitch guy. Here's another one. We'll do 30 for the middle linebacker. And we may have maxed out the rest. Here's a pop. We can't do nothing there. And that is it. So let's go back to the very top. This free safety. We can't fix him. Outside linebacker, we can fix them. There we go. Came out perfectly. No points left. Okay. Fingers crossed. Let's head into the end of it, and let's see if we can pick up any more commitments. It looks like we picked up a few more to finish out the class. 3-star Texas middle linebacker Marcus Adams. He's really big. Then you got a defensive end, Tyrone Dennis, a JUCO kid. Hopefully he can play for us right away, or hopefully he's not redshirted. Then we got athlete Nathan Johnson. Again, when in doubt, go after your athletes. There's no reason not to. So let's go ahead and look at the top classes. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Auburn, Miami, so on and so forth. I wonder where we are. We finished 19th. Not bad for not having any 5-stars. Only 4 4-stars, but we picked up a bunch of 3-star kids and 1 2-star. And that must have been the punter, if I'm not mistaken. That could have been. Either way, let's go over to view signings. Here's what I wanted to see from earlier. So we picked up 3 athletes. This is always fun. Really excited to see where these guys may go. A 12th rank, 16th, and 10th. Quarterback. This is the star of the class. The future of our dynasty pretty much hinges on this guy right here. Halfback, none, unfortunately, but that wasn't a big need. I kind of wanted to get a fullback, but we couldn't find one. Wide receiver, 1 2-star kid, but I really like what I saw. Pretty good hands. He's really fast, and he's really tall. I think we picked up a good one there. A diamond in the rough. No tight ends, unfortunately. 2 tackles, 3-star kids, both out of California. We picked up 1 guard. That was the one in the regular season, so we didn't pick up any other ones, unfortunately. We did pick up a center, Dan Jackson out of California. Then we had a 4-star defensive end, Tony Long. Then we got 3-star Brad Ingram. Then we picked up Tyrone Dennis, JUCO kid. We picked up a defensive tackle, local kid. We picked up an outside linebacker from Washington, maybe a day 1 starter for us. Then a couple of middle linebackers, more than I actually expected. But a local kid, Micah Davis. If I'm not mistaken, was he an in-state recruit, I think, maybe? But we got Marcus Adams in this recruiting class as well. We did pick up that Tennessee kid. I was hoping we'd get him, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. Corner, we needed some help here. Kevin Singleton, maybe our best player of the entire class. He was our big one out in the regular season. But we did pick up another one in Keith Deloach out of California. No free safety, no strong safety, but we did pick up a needed punter to round that out. All right, let's get out of here, and we're going to finalize recruiting. Now let's look at position changes. Oh, this is so fun. Let's see what's going to happen. So we got 72 players. We're going to have to cut a couple players. We'll deal with that here in a little bit. Starting off, quarterback. There is... we don't have the freshman on here. I figure he would... Oh, there he is. He's 80 overall. My bad. I'm not paying attention. So he's an 80 overall. You look at his throw power and accuracy. 97 on the throw power. So we're going to be able to chuck it deep with him. And his accuracy is pretty good. He's already our best quarterback on campus, but we technically don't need him next year because we got Kovalchek, who played great for us. We can redshirt Rhodes. A perfect situation for this kid. We go to halfback, Henry, Longbonds, and Smith. We only got 3 guys here. That's kind of worrisome. I should have picked up that extra guy. We just got unlucky on the halfback front, I guess. But we'll look at those athletes a little bit later. So we don't have to move anybody here. Fullback, we got one really good one. I'd like to get a couple more on here, though. Wide receiver, let's look at... We picked up the Marks kid, and there he is, 74 overall, 90 speed. He can 76 catch. He's definitely a red shirt. But we got a ton of bodies here. I'd love to move one to tight end, but none of these guys are big enough. Let's go to tight end. 84, 72, 70. Nobody moved or changed on this front. Tackle, we got a bunch of left tackles. We need to move somebody to the right or left. You see a junior, a true freshman, the J.R. Wesley, and the other freshman. Who is going to be our starting left tackle? Let's go right tackle. Doesn't really matter, honestly. You don't have really a blind side in this game because you are controlling the quarterback. So it doesn't really matter which one we go with. Let's just put him at right. Peter Graniello. Graniello. I butchered it. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. We'll just call you Peter. How about that? We can do left and right and left. We can... that's fine. We'll just leave all that as is. Then we got guard. Not the best situation, but redshirt sophomore, true freshman, redshirt sophomore, left guard. He can be right. He'll probably redshirt. We'll probably leave all that as is. It's not a good situation. I could probably move somebody over to guard. Like this redshirt soft, that ain't going to help. We need these two guys to start. And this guy could be our left tackle of the future. Just kind of tough at right guard at the moment. We didn't do a good job there. Center, we did pick up a dude, a true freshman. But none of these guys can play guard, as you can see. And we may end up having to cut probably one of these guys. Defensive end, true freshman, Tony Long, 80 overall. Great job, Al. Good pickup there. We may end up starting him out of the gate. We got a sophomore and a junior, Tyrone Dennis. This is the other newcomer. And he's not a red shirt, which is good. I may be able to actually redshirt the guy. So this is going to be our starting left end. We need a bigger right end. We'll probably have this guy play Turner. We're going to move him over to right. We're going to have this guy play right end. We're going to have this guy move over to... No, we need our speed at left end. So let's do that. We may have him just back up completely and not redshirt him. We'll deal with that later on in the next video. Right tackle, we can do a true freshman speed. Let's do a lefty right there. Okay, defensive tackle. We don't really have to move anybody here, but here's our true freshman, Brandon Wilson, just 72 overall. Outside linebacker, Justin Vickers, true freshman, day one starters. You can tell we don't have a whole lot working with there. We're going to put McKinney at right. We'll do that. Right, left. Okay, I'm okay with that. Middle linebacker, geez, a ton of dudes. More than I expected. I would love to move one of these down to the defensive end, but we're not going to do that. I wonder, 74... I don't think any one of these guys could really help us out an outside linebacker if we moved him over. Yeah, he goes down quite a bit. This redshirt freshman went down. We'll just leave them all as is, I guess. Corner, we got a true freshman, Keith DeLoach, 78 overall. That was a good pickup. Singleton's at the 76. So I'm okay with all that. We're not really going to move anybody. Free safety, I would actually like to move one of these guys over to free safety, but that doesn't work too well. This isn't terrible. He can go to a 78, but we're definitely not going to do that. These two guys are going to get some points in their training. Strong safety, kind of the same thing. We're not going to move anybody here. Kicker, we got our kicker, and we got a true freshman punter, 74. All right, it comes down to these three guys. Nathan Johnson, starting off 6'7", 260. What can he do? He could play a little fullback, play a little tight end. He can actually play center and guard, which is kind of crazy, but he's really small for those positions. So let's look at, let's just look and see what he's got. 68 speed, 82 strength, 44 catch, 78 tackle. So he's definitely a defensive player. Pass block and run block, which I just find interesting. Again, he really can't play offense for us. So let's go back. Let's go over the defense. He's too slow to play defensive end. He's too small to play defensive tackle. 65, 48. He can't do much of anything. And that's not good. A fullback. 68 there. 68 at tight end, and he can't catch. His best move is defensive end at 76. And it's not close anywhere else. But he's not very fast, but he could be a good right end for us, maybe. So let me go back over to our defensive end pool and see what we're dealing with. We got a bunch of young dudes. See, he would just get lost in the shuffle, I'm afraid. And I don't need a ton of size there. I need edge guys who can come off and do something there. Ah, that's kind of tough. If you look at our fullback position, this guy's only got 68 speed. So does Johnson. I kind of like the idea of him. Can he run at all? He's got a decent carry? No, he can't do any of that. He can't do anything. I need somebody at fullback who can do something just besides block. And he can't play tight end because, again, he can't catch. And I need somebody who can catch. Oh, man, I guess he's got no choice but to play defensive end. So this is kind of a bust, I'm afraid. Not technically. I mean, 76 ain't bad, don't get me wrong. He's a right end for us. I like to have a stronger dude on the right side. Let's go to David Claret. He is, let's look here first, 85 speed, 6 feet 179, 72 catch, 89 on the jump. Not much else. Let's see what he can do, though. 62, 70, a wide receiver. 68 outside linebacker. 76 at corner, which is interesting. He's not fast enough to play corner. 85 speed, that's too slow. Let's go back over here. 74, and see, that's still kind of slow. Strong safety, maybe. 85, that's kind of tough. 6 feet 179. He's got a pretty good jump. But he can't really do much of anything else except play secondary, can he? Can he catch at all? 72 catch, that's not good enough. Maybe, I wish he could play a little fullback. That'd be pretty cool, but he's not big enough. Let's go. Corner, again, he's just too slow. I can't do that. I'd rather have somebody slower like a strong safety. That's just really hard to decide. Let me go look at our cornerback situation again. Let's go back over here. See, he would never hardly play. You got to have some speed there. Free safety, I need speed. Strong safety, he may be able to get in here somehow. I don't know. That's just not a good pickup in general. They say he's an 80... Oh, he's a 74 overall. Just give me a minute here. I'll figure it out. We will probably... I feel like I can do strong safety. He's just too slow to play corner and free safety. So we'll put him at strong safety. All right, last but not least, Mike Tyler. Let's see what he can do first. 90 speed. 59 catch. 6 carry. 86 on the jump. Again, freak athlete, but can he actually do anything? Let's look. 72 at halfback, 68, 68, 65. He can't play much defense at all, just a low 70 rent. Just not a whole lot here. We may have to put him at halfback because we're so low on numbers here. You go back over. We only got 3 dudes. So it looks like I'll probably put Tyler at halfback. 90 speed. I think we'll just go ahead and deal with that. So you go over here. There he is. We can redshirt him at least so he can work, learn a little bit. But the other guys was what? A strong safety and a defensive end. Is that right? Yeah. So that is it for position changes. Let's move on to the next one. Here we are at training results. I'm seeing some positive things already. Let's start off with the quarterback position. Let's just do the overall here. So Kovacic went up a couple. So 2 and 4, not bad. Be interesting to see who our backup is going to be. You go to halfback, 3 and 4. Definitely Henry is our starter next year, as you can tell. He's just light years better than the other two. Fullback didn't do anything, unfortunately. Wide receiver, Vickers went up 3. Definitely going to be our ex-receiver next year. He played so great for us last year. Steptoe and Jefferson, those are your big 3 with Johnson right there as well. Good little group of receivers now. They were probably your strength of our offense if you think about it. McCoy went up 4. That's not bad. He's got some speed. He maybe do some special teams for us. Tight end, our top guy only went up 1. The other 2 went up 4. That's not bad. This 76 speed right here. Can he catch? Kind of, sort of. Left tackle, you got your 4 and 4. That's not bad. 2 for the guards. Your centers, no, we got a bunch of dudes, 72 overall. That's just goofy. Then you got right guard, all of them went up 2. Right tackle, 4. So our tackles did really well in training. Defensive end, we had 1 guy go with 4. That's not bad. Right end, we got 2 and 4 there. Defensive tackle. This guy took a big jump, but he's really small. I didn't even think about that. I could have maybe moved him to defensive end with his. No, he's got terrible speed, so we're fine there. Either way, we got a couple guys that get 4 in training. Outside linebacker got one up 6, but he's still not very good. Then you got middle linebacker. Look at this, Krogstad. Wow, 82 overall. Good for him. He probably should have started last year, but I thought Palmer did good for us as well. We can now play a little 4-4. That may help us out due to our strong safety situation or free safety, which one's the worst one. So you're going to see some 4-4 next year. You got right outside linebacker, a 5 and 2, and you got corners. Casey went up 3. That's really good. Definitely our number 1 guy there. Free safety, Patrick went up 4. Strong safety, Johnson went up 2. I guess he'll be our starter next year. And kicker went up 4. Not bad as a senior. And that is it for training. Let's move on to the next step. Here we have to cut players. They gave us 3, or they gave us an extra guy. I thought he was 72. It went up 73, so we may have had a walk-on or something. Let's just start off at quarterback. We're not going to cut anybody here. We need all of these guys. Let's move on. Halfback, we're going to keep all 4 of these. Fullback, they gave us a walk-on at fullback. That's what happened. I didn't move anybody over there. That's okay, but we need to bring in some new blood because this guy's a junior. We got another year or so to figure that out. We may not be doing as much fullback stuff next year in terms of like weak formations, but he's still not bad though. He's going to fit in just fine like Lyman did. Wide receiver, we got a ton of bodies, probably too many. This kid like 6'2", like this kid may not play at all ever. And he's a redshirt senior. I'm going to go ahead and just cut him. No offense to him. We're going to go over the tight end. We got to keep all 3. We just don't have a whole lot of bodies there to begin with. We got 5 tackles. I really don't want to get rid of any of these. We got 5 guards. I don't want to get rid of any of these either. Not yet. We got 4 centers. That's too many. We got a true freshman. He's not going to get cut. But one of these 3 has got to go. Probably this kid right here. He's got such terrible awareness. His strength is good. Can he run block? Run blocking is better, and his pass block is better. Oh, geez, he's actually the best of the 3. We may cut this guy, this senior. I hate to do that, but we'll cut this senior. Let's say he's a grad. He already graduated. Let's just go with that. We got to cut one more. We got a bunch of defensive ends here. True freshman, we're not going to do that. Here's a red shirt. We may red shirt. No, he's a true freshman. Can't do that either. That's a kid that was an athlete, by the way. Let's keep going. Defensive tackle, we got a bunch of dudes here. I'm going to cut this guy more than likely. He's just too small to play defensive tackle. And there you go. Now it's white, which means we should have exactly 70 players on the team. So you come back over here to your all, and there it is, exactly 70. So let's move on to the next step. Okay, this is our final step, and it really isn't a step. We're just going to look at our final roster heading into Season 2. Let's look at the totality of the roster. We have our best players, Vickers, Henry, McCall, and none of these guys are impact guys, which are interesting. I assume we got some impact guys down here eventually. Yes, we do. And let's keep going. So let's go look at quarterback. Paul Rose, the true freshman. Yes, I could start him this year, but we don't really have to. Kovacic played really well for us last year. That gives us a perfect opportunity to redshirt Rhodes and get him ready for the future. But we'll deal with that in the next video. We're in really good shape here for sure. Halfback, Henry's going to be our starter. Oh, I forgot. Let's go over to Rhodes. Number 12 is his roster. Is his number. We'll definitely keep that. I always want to look at these numbers. Halfback, we did bring over this athlete, Mike Taylor. He's 28. Otherwise, it's going to be the Henry show quite a bit, with Longbond's going to back up a little bit, and Smith can as well. We'll get all 3 some love since we don't have an impact guy right there. Now, this is kind of goofy. We got an impact fullback. Now, this game does that from time to time. But the fact that he's an impact player means we need to give him the ball at least a little bit. He can catch a little. He can't carry much. So we're going to try to do some passing things with him next year and see what we can get out of him. Otherwise, we got to make use of him until we can get his impact status off of him later on. Wide receiver, we're in great shape here. We got the big 3, Vickers, Steptoe, and Jefferson. We do have a true freshman wherever he's at. Mike Marks is 85 with a number. Then you go to tight end. Braden McCall, he needs to step up next year and do something for us. I think Bale can as well. We'll probably do more 2 tight end stuff. But again, when you got this much talent that done really well for us last season, you don't have to go as much 2 tight end. Look at the offensive line. We do have a true freshman down here, number 72, J.R. Wesley, and we got John Smith. But we got 2 decent starters there at both ends. And you look at guard, it's a little bit worse. We do have a freshman, 78, and Troy Buchanan. But it's about the same situation we had last year. Center, it's a little bit better. Looks like we're going to have this guy starting, Eric Levitri. I hope I said that correctly. We do got a true freshman, Dan Jackson, at 61. Defensive end, we got true freshman starter, Tony Long. He is a 3 to 4 year starter for us, no doubt. 99, which is a killer number for a defensive end. I love it. Let's go on. We got, did we pick up, this guy's a juke. He was a newcomer. Number 11, that's a cool number for a defensive end. Tyrone Dennis. We can actually redshirt him because we got so many bodies ahead of him. But we do have another guy. Am I not mistaken? Yes, this kid right here, Brad Ingram, is 92. But we're in pretty good shape here. We got a nice little future at defensive end. Defensive tackle, we were pretty good here for a while. We got some dudes in the 80s, kind of upperclassmen, but we did pick up a true freshman, Brandon Wilson, who's 91. Outside linebacker, Justin Vickers. That is an awesome number for an outside linebacker, 22. I was not expecting that. Definitely a day one starter. You go over to middle linebacker, Dane Krogstad. Good for you, son. When do you get that impact status? He's going to be great for us next season. We did pick up a couple freshmen. Micah Davis, he's number 46. Then we got number 37, Marcus Adams. Probably a red shirt. Corner, we got true freshman Keith Deloach is number 6. Look at that speed, 95. Then you have true freshman 26, Kevin Singleton. So we got a little bit better at corner. We're going to do just a little bit better than what we had last year. Free safety, we didn't pick up anybody. We just need to make sure none of these guys get hurt. Strong safety, we did pick up a athlete turned strong safety, David Claret. 72 overall, he's now number 29. Then we got a kicker who's coming back next year or for this following season. Then we got true freshman Brian Gray, true freshman, number 48. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be interesting to see what I do with this roster. Our next video is going to be our preseason video. We'll do our schedule, redshirting, and some more recruiting. I can't wait, and I'm sure you can't either. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.